Hello. Really? Yeah. Get some belly rubs. Yeah. He's a good boy. He only likes belly rubs for a short amount of time, and then he's like, no more. See? He was getting ready to say no. He's a good boy. That's a good boy. Alrighty, guys. So next we are going to swatch my Anastasia ABH Norvina palettes. This one is like one of my all-time favorite palettes to use for purples. Love it so freaking much. Oh, you just want scratches, head scratches. Yeah. Oh, that's such a good boy. Toe beans. Toe beans. Am I watching? Hi. Oh, he's a cute boy. Yeah. Are you making air biscuits? Oh. He's so cute. I love my baby. I love my little boy. Yes, I do. He's such a good kitty. Are you sleepy? Okay, let's go do this video. You can sleep. Alrighty, guys. We are going to go ahead and get into these 4 palettes right here. He's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Hi. I am doing this on clean, dry skin. No primer, no lotion, no sticky base, nothing of the sort. Just clean, dry skin. Just wanted to make that clear before we get started. And let's start off with this one. Alrighty, here is the Soft Glam 2 palette. It's very pretty, very neutral. So let's go ahead and get started on this one. Here are the first 3 shades. We've got Tempera, Dreamer, and Orange Soda. Very pretty shades. They feel nice. And here are the next 3. We've got Dusty Rose, Incense, and Sultry. That sultry shade is really nice. Here are the last 2 shades, Mulberry and Noir. The Noir shade feels really, really dry. It's a little weird because the other matte shades didn't feel that dry, but that one does. Alrighty, here are all the shades swatched. So that Noir shade took like 3 or 4 different times going in to get pigment built up. I don't know if it's because it's just really, really, really dry or what. I'm not sure why, but I just want to let y'all know. But here are all 8 shades. It's a pretty neutral palette. I don't know. I may end up decluttering this in my next declutter in like 6 months from now, just because I have other neutral palettes that I do think I like a little bit more than this one. So we're gonna go from top to bottom and I'm gonna name off all the shades. So at the top we've got Tempera, Dreamer, Orange Soda, Dusty Rose, Incense, Sultry, Mulberry, and Noir. They're nice, they're not bad, but honestly it's just really not my cup of tea. And I'm not very happy with that black shade. It just felt really, really, really dry. Alright, let's go ahead and wash this off and we'll go to the next one. Alrighty, and next we've got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Primrose palette. This is a really, really, really pretty palette. I got it in, I think it was the Anastasia Icon box from Ipsy. I got this one and the Soft Glam Anastasia palette in that box. So pretty. On this one, I think we're going to swatch the eyeshadows. So I'll do Rosewater and Mango and then Peony to Claret. And then at the very end, I'll do these two shades here. Those are blush shades, but that is way too dark for me as a blush. So that one would probably be very pretty, but I would use that one more as like to deepen up the crease eyeshadow shade than blush. But that's just my personal preference. But I was very upset though when I did get this, because this shade right here came completely shattered. But I was able to salvage most of it, and it didn't go all over. But it was soft enough and malleable enough that I was able just to repress it with my finger. I didn't have to add anything to it to repress it, so that was nice. I was just a little upset though that it came broken in the first place, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and start swatching. As always, no primer, no sticky base, clean dry skin only. I'm gonna swirl a couple of times, swipe twice, and if I need to add more, I will let you know on which shade specifically needed to be built up. All right, let's get started. Here are these shades. We've got Rosewater, Honey, and Sparkling Amber. Gorgeous, gorgeous shades. Absolutely stunning. I almost feel like I have to be very careful swatching this palette because these shadows feel so freaking soft. Even the mattes feel really, really soft. But I know I'm not going to be using my finger to apply most shades. I do like to use my finger to apply shimmer shades just because I feel like they work better. It just gives off a sparklier vibe whenever I use my finger versus when I use a brush. But they just do feel really, really soft, and I am afraid to put a lot of pressure on them. This one right here though, the Rosewater shade, is really pretty. It's got some pink sparkle in it. I like it. But yeah, those are those shades. Very, very pretty. And here are the next three. We've got Primrose, Mango, and Peony. Here are the next three. We've got Rouge, Fire Opal, and Deep Berry. This Deep Berry shade feels exactly like that Noir shade from the Soft Glam 2 palette. It feels very, very dry. Everything else thus far has felt insanely creamy and smooth. That one feels dry as heck. I don't get it. But these shadows are just, I feel like messy is the word I'm looking for right now, because I've had to wipe off this table a couple of times so far. They're just, I feel like Fallout is going to be really heavy, and that's a worry. I haven't played with this palette on my eyes yet. I don't know how it's going to work with Fallout. Maybe it'll be completely different with a brush versus my finger. And I always do my eyes before I do my base anyway. In case I do have Fallout, I can clean it up with a makeup wipe before, if I do my eyes first, and not worry about ruining my base makeup. It's a fabulous palette. I just feel like it's just really soft in certain cases and then really dry in others. I'm not sure what to think, if that makes sense. Some of them are just almost too soft, and then some are just too dry. I don't know. It's different, but I mean, the colors are still gorgeous and the shimmers are still fabulous, but they're just very messy. Here we've got the last three. I'm gonna assume that's Claret. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. Grapefruit and Saddle. They're pretty. Here are all the shades. They are very, very gorgeous. Very, very beautiful. But that Sparkling Amber shade, look at how messy that is. It's just like, it's like almost I pick up too much product with my finger, so I don't know. Maybe not go in as heavy, even though I was very lightly touching. I wasn't touching that much or that heavy-handed, so I don't know why. The formula is just so freaking soft. That's the only thing I can think and say, is that it's just soft, almost too soft. It's still a fantastic palette. The shades are beautiful. It's swatched beautifully. I just feel like it is really messy. And that one Deep Berry shade was identical to that noir shade. It just feels ridiculously dry. And I did have to do the same thing. I went in about 3 or 4 dips into the pan to build up that pigment to what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's a great palette. You could create some really pretty looks with it, but I would just be really worried about fallout on some of the shades. So I'd have to play it very carefully. But let's go ahead and name off the shades from top to bottom. We've got Rose Water, Honey, Sparkling Amber, Primrose, Mango, Peony, Rouge, Fire Opal, Deep Berry, Claret, Grapefruit, and Saddle. And the last 2 are blush shades per the back of the box. And now I want to see if I can get the shimmer. See that gold and that pink? It's very pretty. The shimmers are stunning, but they're just so messy. And you can really see that glitter in that matte Primrose shade. The glitters show up really, really well. All in all, it's a decent palette. I just wish it wasn't as messy as it is. Like it, pretty color story. Usually don't like neutrals that much, but it's nice, and neutrals are nice to have in your collection, so. All right, let's move on. Okay, and here is the Norvina Volume 1 palette. I have never swatched this. I think I've swatched a couple. I've never done a full swatch of this palette, so I'm excited to see what it all looks like once it's all said and done and swatched. I just can't let these palettes go yet, simply because I love the Volume 5 palette that I have. The 2 shades I use the most in that one almost have some duplicates in here. They're not exact, but they're close enough. So I think it's A2 and B1 that look the most like the ones I used from the Volume 5 palette, and maybe some of B4. So on this one, we're gonna do the A and B first, and then we'll do C, D, and E. Let's get started. Here we have A1, A2, and A3. It's a pretty shade right here. All right, and here we have A4, A5, and B1. That A5 hot pink shade is gorgeous. And that B1 shade is really pretty too. Here's B2, B3, and B4. Really pretty. And here is the last one that I'm going to swatch on this round. It's B5. There's some really pretty glitter in that. Do you see that? Kind of like some blue glitters in there, it looks like. You can see it a little bit. Blue glitters in there. Now I see it. Oh, that's very pretty. Didn't notice that. Here are rows A and B. Not bad. Definitely not my favorite out of the 2. The Volume 1 versus the Volume 5. The Volume 5 is my absolute favorite one. This isn't bad. Really pretty purples. Purples are probably my all-time favorite, but if I'm gonna choose a palette, I'm definitely gonna pick the Volume 5 versus the Volume 1. So let's start from top to bottom. We've got A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Then we have B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. They're not bad. Pretty good. All right, and let's swatch the last 3 rows. We're gonna do C, D, and E now. And here we have C1, C2, and C3. Pretty pretty. Even though I'm not big on golds, it's still pretty. I can appreciate them, but I just don't like to wear them. And next we've got C4, C5, and D1. And here we have D2, D3, and D4. These are all 3 really stunning shades. Like, look at that glitter in that one. It's so sparkly. I hope that really translates well on the arm in the swatch, because I know sometimes glitter mattes can kind of lose that glitter once it's on the eye, but I really hope that that translates, because that's stunning. And this one, it's kind of like got a pinky shift. It's like a blue, purple, pink. That is very, very pretty. I like that one a lot. A lot. See, it's kind of pinky there when it catches the light. Also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but I have my key light in the cool setting, and I'm going to keep it in the cool setting the entire time. Yeah, gorgeous. All three of these. Even that red is really, really pretty. All right, and here we have D5, E1, and E2. That orange is like a neon orange. It's really, really pretty. In the last three, we have E3, E4, and E5. Some matte shades that just really aren't for me, but they're for someone. And here are the last 15 shades. Pretty. Some of them are just definitely not for me, like basically the last 2 rows. I'm just not into like yellows or mustard yellows and oranges. They just don't speak to me, I guess. But I do like the first swatch I did of the top 2 rows, all the purples. Those were really nice. And the 2 favorite shades out of this is that one right above that red and the blue below the red. Those 2 are absolutely stunning. You can see like the purpley glitter, the purpley pink glitters. Yeah, that is just stunning. And then you can still see the glitter in that matte blue too, which is nice. Starting from the top, we have C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, E1, E2, E3, E4, E5. They're pretty. It's just not my favorite color story. I feel like it's very random with the exception of the purples. But, I mean, overall quality is not bad at all. It's just not my favorite color story. Look at that D2 shade. I just can't stop. All the different sparkles. Look at it go. Gorgeous. Like there's a purple. Then it kind of looks blue and pink. It is so nice. There's like purple. Oh, it is so pretty. It's so cool to watch too, how it changes. I love it. I love that one shade out of these last 3 rows. That one is my favorite, and with a little bit of that one. All in all, not bad. Just not my favorite color story for the most part. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on the Volume 5 Norvina palette, and then we'll be done. Alrighty, and here is the last palette. We've got the Norvina Volume 5. This palette is so beautiful. It's one of my go-to palettes for purple looks. I love using the B2, B3, and C3 shades. Absolutely stunning. And then you've got Hollow. Got glitter. Oh, it's so pretty. I love Hollow. But yeah, I'm super excited to swatch this because I think I've swatched it once to post a review on the ABH website, but I can't remember what it looks like in its entirety. So we're gonna do the exact same thing we did in the last one though. We're gonna swatch the first 2 rows by themselves, and then we'll do C, D, and E. As always, no sticky base, no primer, nothing like that. Clean, dry skin. Let's get started. Here we got A1, A2, and A3. A3 shade is very pretty, like a lilac shimmer. Pretty. Okay, now we have A4, A5, and B1. That B1 shade is absolutely stunning, but it sucks because it's got like a gold reflect on it, and I don't do gold, but holy crap, is that beautiful. Such a shame. I don't do golds. I wish it wasn't. because it would be beautiful on the eyes. All right, next we have B2, B3, and B4. I like to mix B2 and B3 together. Like the profile picture that I have on YouTube is actually using this palette. And the sparkle is the Ice Dream shade from ColourPop, the Super Shock. I like to kind of mix these in the crease and on the lid. And then I deepen it up with C3. Makes a really, really beautiful purpley pink look. It's one of my favorite go-to eye looks for sure. Here's the last shade from the first two rows. It's B5. Pretty brown metallic shade. Okay, and here are A and B rows. That shade is so pretty. I just wish it wasn't gold. If it was like blue glitter or silver or something, or like pink, it would be so pretty for me. Just too gold. Not bad. I still love my B2 and B3 shades. They make a beautiful purple look together. Purpley pink. And you can really see the glitters in that matte shade, which is nice. And then that bottom one, I don't know if it's like a metallic or like a satin. I'm not 100% knowing the difference. I know shimmers and mattes, but I know there's some shades that are like satin. Maybe that's like a satin shade down there instead of like a metallic. So don't quote me. I'm not a professional makeup artist. I just like to play and teach myself things. We're gonna start from top. We've got A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, B1, B2, B3, B4, and B5. All in all, pretty good. But let's go on to the last three rows. Let's get this done. All right, here we have C1, C2, and C3. I had no idea that C2 was like a beautiful, cool-toned taupe shade. It's beautiful. It's very like smoky silver. That would be beautiful as like a topper shade. If you didn't want to go like full-on silver, that would be a really pretty topper, like taupey shade to go over a neutral look for sure. I like shades like that. And then this C1 shade, we all know, I absolutely love it. It's purple and blue sparkle. What's not to love? Stunning, stunning, stunning. Love it. Great. Next, we've got C4, C5, and D1. C4 shade is really pretty, but it's again like on the goldy pinky side, so not really for me. Oh, look at the hollow. Look at it sparkle. Oh, I love it. All right, we've got D2, D3, and D4. That D3 shade is really pretty. It's like a black-ish with some purple pink shimmer. It's again like that same kind of formula as the D1 and the B5. It's very pretty. I love that hollow though. It is a pressed glitter. It is glitter. And I'm not really big at putting glitter on my actual eyelid, but it's stunning. I love how hollow reflects into like light and like the camera and stuff. It just looks so pretty. All right, here are the next three. We've got D5, E1, and E2. E1 shade is really pretty in that. D5 shade has some shimmer in it. It's a matte. Pretty, pretty. And here are the last three. E3, E4, and E5. That E3 shade, beautiful. Love it. Alrighty, and here are the last 15. I like these last three rows a lot. They're really nice. There's some colors in here that I just completely forgot about. Look at the hollow. I get so excited. It's so ridiculous how excited I get over sparkles. But here we are. I'm so excited. Also could be because it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm very tired, but wanted to get this done. It's also a possibility. Let's run through the shades real quick, and then I want to show you all the colors that I really, really like up close. From the top, we've got C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, E1, E2, E3, E4, and E5. Gorgeous. Let's look at this top one. This is that C1 shade. Look at that stunning blue glitter, blue purple glitter in that. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. And then that C2 shade is that like taupey silver, cool toned gorgeousness. Ugh, yes. Yes to those top two shades. They're so beautiful. Let's see. Kind of away from the light right now. Having it reflect on the light. That's cool. And then there's the hollow. There's that black metallic satin, whatever it is. It's kind of got multi-glitter, like pink and gold and green. It looks like it's got multiple different glitters in there. So pretty. Yeah, I love this palette. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't know if I'll ever get rid of this palette just because I love it so much. It's one of my favorites to work with. The only problem is it's so damn big. It's not a travel palette, which is why I got like the 6-pan Juvia's Place palettes and like the 5-pan and 4-pan ColourPop palettes. I can take those traveling. They're a lot easier to pack and take with you. Uh-oh, Trouble just woke up. Look at that, C1. And then the hollow. Here comes Trouble. You don't need makeup. What are you doing? Yeah, man, that C1 shade is absolutely stunning. Just so pretty. After I do this whole series, y'all will definitely get an idea of which kind of shades I like the most, which are like the purple, bluey, taupey, smoky silvers, and the glitter. Oh, all of the glitter. Hi. I'm ready to go to bed, so let me finish this. But yeah, love this palette. It's fantastic. So, alrighty, let me clean up real quick, and then we're gonna do the outro. Alrighty, we are done with these 4 palettes. And all in all, they're all really, really good quality for the most part. This one is, the quality isn't terrible, but it's just not really the color story for me. This quality is really, really good, but I just feel like some of the shades are way too soft and messy. And then we've got this one here. It's fine, but again, the color story isn't really for me. I do love the purples and that pink and the 2 blues down here, but other than that, it's just really not for me. This one, this is my go-to palette for purple looks, and now that I know what this C1 shade really looks like and that C2 shade, maybe eventually I'll branch out and try that pressed glitter one day because it is stunning. I love glitter. But all in all, really good palettes, and I'm happy to have all 4 of them. I may be decluttering one soon, maybe in 6 more months, but as of right now, I'm not letting any of them go. So I'm excited to have them as a part of my palette collection. All right, it is almost 3 o'clock in the morning here, or it is 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. If you like these types of videos or makeup content or unboxing videos or what have you, I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe. But if you don't like this type of content, you do not have to do any of that. Please do not feel obligated to do what you don't want to do. I am just here to post what I like, things I like, whether it's makeup swatches, makeup tutorials, like doing my makeup or lashes. I'm still a little shy when it comes to that, so I don't do that often, but I do like posting and creating videos like this and doing unboxing videos or diamond painting or showing Ryker because I love my cat so damn much. He's my best friend. But if you like any of that, I would love it if you would subscribe. This is just a fun little hobby for me to do. So, and it gets me doing things that I wouldn't normally do, like swatching all of my palettes. I've wanted to do this for over a year, but I never did it. I just never had the motivation to do it, but now I do because I want to post the videos on YouTube. If you like it, I would love it if you would subscribe, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But let's go find the fur baby because we always end our videos here with him. Hey! Don't ask. He is obsessed with this little, it's a swim pool toy floaty thing. He loves it. So I just decided to put it on top of his cat bed, and now it's a match made in heaven. Ain't that right? Yeah, Mommy's tired too, honey. We're gonna go to bed. Okay? Can you say bye, YouTube? He doesn't meow much at all. So you're not gonna get a goodbye out of him, but bye. Say bye, YouTube. That's a good boy. I love you. All right, good night, baby.